Hey everyone! Well, we're here, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we will be heading back on over to Reddit, now that they're back, and seeing what the HUNs have been up to. So I'm going to assume that most of you know that last week the subreddit was down, and that was for a purpose, actually. The moderators of the sub took it down. Actually, I believe it was over 4,000 subreddits were taken down by the moderators because Reddit was on strike. They were striking against Reddit because Reddit had made an announcement that they were going to start charging third-party apps to use their platform. Now, I was very confused on what that really meant, so I'm going to explain it the best way that I can via a Reddit post that I actually found. So thank you, Reddit. And basically, before Reddit had an app themselves, a bunch of third parties would create an app so that you could view Reddit that way. And a lot of people still view Reddit that way and still use Reddit that way through a third-party app because they say that the user experience can be better. Reddit may have a bug on their actual app that makes it impossible to look at the Reddit that day, but you can see it through a third-party app. So Reddit has decided that they are going to start charging these third-party apps to use their service. So I can understand the logic behind it, but I view it as very greedy. So now we are here today, and most of the subreddits have come back online, and one of them being the Anti-MLM subreddit. And they, of course, have stated, do we keep being blacked out? Do we come back? And of course, a main source of anti-MLM information is via Reddit. Whenever I search certain things, one of the top search results will be Reddit when it comes to MLM information. And I think it is a very good source for people who are either in an MLM or looking to get into an MLM. Will be able to go to Reddit and see people's real life testimonials on what the experience was in this MLM, or find out information about the MLM that was not presented to them up front when somebody is trying to recruit them. So all in all, I understand why r/anti-MLM decided to join the protest, and I also understand why they have decided to come back. And I think that them being back is a good thing. You know, I think that they are more beneficial to people than they realize. I have seen many stories on the subreddit of people saying, thank you to the subreddit for getting me out of my MLM, for stopping me before I joined this MLM. Or I remember reading a story and then I met somebody a week later and they were trying to recruit me. And thanks to the sub, I knew what to look out for. I knew the red flags to look out for. So there is a massive, massive positive, at least in my opinion, on the subreddit staying open and being public to people who need it. And of course, people just also wanting to share the ridiculous stories and posts that they stumble across in the wild that they love to share with the sub of people they see each and every day, whether they be friends, whether they be strangers, just out here promoting absolute nonsense. So I hope that was a good breakdown of what went on in the Reddit world in the last week. I tried my best to make it as simple to understand as possible because it was a little confusing when I first heard about it. I wasn't quite sure what was going on, but I hope I did a decent enough explanation. And if you guys know more or have a much better explanation than me, please put that in the comments below. And if at any point you guys like this video as we continue on into the Reddit world and continue on with our weekly Reddit reacts like we like to do, please give this video a like. And if you really, really like it, please subscribe. And make sure to check out my description below for all of my fun links. I have links to my Patreon, my channel members, my social medias, and my anti-MLM playlist, which has over 200 videos at this point. So with my explanation, information, and all of what I said out of the way, let's get started. Health and happiness is my thing. Anyone know where I can find a side gig that makes good money and I can do from home? No MLMs though. I have to chuckle when I hear this nowadays. Seriously, this isn't 1993. MLM isn't a cuss word anymore. Pyramid schemes are illegal. Ain't nothing illegal going on up in here. And you don't have to take out a second mortgage on your house and run off all your friends in order to be successful with this. Hashtag no inventory. Hashtag everyone needs to improve their health. I get it. I never in a million years thought this would wind up being the best gig ever. But can I tell you something? My life has improved dramatically. There are way too many sick and tired people out there that can literally have a better life just by taking some plant-based supplements. I see it every day because I'm not the only gal who lost herself for a little while trying to be all the things working outside the home and working towards being the best person possible, because the financial freedom is endless when you put the time and effort into working it like a business and find a company who is doing it right. Why wouldn't I share that? I am on a mission to help as many people live their best life as God intended. Amazing specials and $9.95 membership, whether you want to simply get healthier or increase more margin in your family budget. Let me know. And OP down here writes, seriously though, these people are trying so hard to make this sound so appealing. Also, I mean, I agree with OP, but it's so generic. And I also really enjoy, like, they quoted, like, anyone know where I can get a side gig? No MLMs though. And they're like, why are you saying MLM like it's a cuss word? Like, pyramid schemes are illegal. Interesting that they brought up pyramid schemes, because the original quote that they don't like seeing on social media is just no MLMs though. They're like, pyramid schemes are illegal. It's like, nobody but you brought up pyramid schemes. It's interesting how people associate MLMs and pyramid schemes always, pretty much all the time. It's funny because when I told my dad that I was making these anti-MLM videos, he's like, what's MLM? And I started to explain to him, and he's like, oh, honey, in my day we called those pyramid schemes. And I'm like, yeah, nothing's changed. They're still that. And it's not supposed to be like, oh, well, back in the day they were more like pyramid schemes. See, now there's something totally new and different. No, they're not. It's still the same thing. The emphasis has always been on recruitment. That's where the issue is. It's not really about the products most of the time, even though when it comes to these health and wellness MLMs, I do believe it is problematic and that they promote very unhealthy mindsets. We'll go with that. I really don't like that, and I think it can be very dangerous for a lot of people. And then they come out and they say, my life has changed dramatically. Like, they're so intense about the words they use, and they try and suck you in and draw you in, like OP says, where it's like they try and make this sound incredible. I mean, it's also just like a lot of nonsense. It's a lot of nothing. I mean, they're really not saying anything. They're not saying what they do. They're just saying that their life has changed because of this, that their life is better because of this. And it's like, yeah, anybody could say that if they all of a sudden switched from drinking soda to drinking water. They can be like, my life has changed since. My life feels so much better since. But at least they have a, like, you know, they have X caused Y behavior. In MLMs, they're just screaming that X is helping them without necessarily having a Y outcome in a positive way. Obviously, you can have a Y outcome in a negative way, like losing a bunch of money, losing friends, losing a lot. You can lose a lot in an MLM. And just screaming this nonsense that this has changed your life. It's like, we hear this all the time with every single MLM. And when this HUN said you just have to pair yourself with the right company, what did she say? It is, because the financial freedom is endless when you put the time and effort into working it like a business and find a company who is doing it right. It doesn't matter what the company is. It doesn't matter. They're all doing the same thing. They may sell different products, but they're all doing the exact same thing. They're all saying the exact same thing. Like, if I didn't know that this was for Plexus because OP tagged it as such, I would assume it's one of the many health and wellness MLMs out there. You never said what company you work for, yet you're screaming that it's the best thing ever and it's changed your life. If it's so great, so wonderful, start out with the name of the company. Be proud to say it. If you love it so much, be proud to say it. It's like they're like angry that people are like, no MLMs, and they're like, oh my god, like, why are you saying that? It's like, well, why don't you say the name of your company in your post talking crap about people who don't want to work for MLMs? 3 years and counting. I look forward to my message next year. So on June 26, 2020, somebody sent them a message saying, hey, happy Friday. I just want to reach out and thank you for supporting my content. I know some people like to just follow along for fun, and some people are interested in what I do but are nervous to reach out. Let me know if you would ever consider doing a program with me. I'd love to send you more info if so. No worries if you aren't interested. January 6, 2021. Hey, I hope you had a great Christmas and New Year's. I wanted to reach back out because a new program just launched in December that I'm obsessed with. So I wanted to tell you about it in case you were interested in joining my test group. Let's make this bigger. Ooh, this is a long message. The program is called 9-Week Control Freak, and its focus is on taking total control of our health, from exercise to nutrition to sleep and more. It's giving us all the tools to do just that. It's 5 days a week and only 18 to 30 minutes a day. One of my personal favorite parts is that no workout is repeated throughout the 9 weeks. So each day we will be doing something new and different. I'm so excited! Does this interest you at all? If so, I can send you a free sample workout or more information. Let me know either way. I bet they got messaged recently on 4:08 a.m. I'm gonna assume this month. Hey blank. Oh my god, this is long. How are you? I hope you had a great weekend. Congratulations on your weight loss journey. That is incredible and you should be so proud. You probably have a fitness and nutrition plan that you're following and loving. But just in case you are not, and just in case you're not, even though clearly I just congratulated you and said how proud I am of you for losing weight and, you know, on your health and wellness journey, it's great, but in case, you know, you hate it, I have something. Where was I? But just in case you are not, in switching things up or having some accountability and fun from others, I had to reach out. When I started to dive into working out, the accountability is what helped me the most, and now is my favorite piece because it's so fun, but also what keeps me consistent for sure. The workouts are also incredible and so fun, so all of it combined together has just been the best. So I wanted to see if it's something you might be interested in. Right now I'm doing a program that's only 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. It's amazing for not only results, but just fitting into life and my crazy shoulder. Okay? Would love to have you join us. Would you be interested in some more info? If they didn't respond to you 3 years ago, why would they respond now? Obviously they were doing something on their own without your ridiculous MLM program to hold them back and hold them in debt. So no, I don't think they're gonna reach out to you. Also the fact that they haven't responded. It's crazy that they are taught to reach out to people year after year. Years. Not just months, which I still think is ridiculous, but like keep up with them for years? It just shows the desperation that is rampant in MLMs, because if this person was successful, if this person did reach higher up in the pyramid, they would have stopped messaging this person because they wouldn't have been desperate for people to join underneath them, which is what this screams, is desperation. And also they're taught to just continuously keep on going. You know, the person says, like, I look forward to this message next year. I hope they don't get a message next year because this person realizes that the MLM is giving them nothing in return. They are receiving literally nothing. They are just going through an endless cycle year after year of messaging people, hoping that people would join underneath them. It's not about selling the workout program. It's about getting them to sign up underneath you. I'm guessing this is Beachbody. That's gonna be my guess. Well, I wonder, ooh, good, OP has a follow-up down here. This year's message came on the heels of me posting about my recent weight loss, which I've struggled with my whole life due to some medical issues. Ironically, she has known this and known me my whole life and still keeps trying. I went to school from kindergarten, 5 years old, to graduation, 18 years old, with this woman. She has always been very athletic, slim, healthy, and beautiful. She has also always been a very kind person, which was rare at my school. She's very high up in the ranks of her MLM and doing very well in it, which makes me sad for the people under her and sad that she fell into this in the first place. I'm not going to answer her at any point because I like her too much to say what I want to say. And I don't dislike her enough to say what I want to say, if that makes sense. Just sad to see someone who could have done a lot with her life do this. That's interesting. She says she's high up in the MLM, but yet she's continuously messaging her still year after year trying to get her involved in her MLM. Again, appearances may appear like she's successful in this MLM, but if, you know, she has a really successful month and then 17 of her downline leave, she's not really successful. And also they have to keep up appearances that they're successful. Everybody has to appear successful. But I agree, it is sad that somebody that she deems could do a lot in life, and I mean anybody can. MLMs just suck people in and get them involved and manipulate them, and just the wrong people find it and take advantage of people through it, through the whole, like, I'm just here to help people. It's like, no, you just want to take advantage of people. It's very clear. But yeah, that is sad. Let's see what the comments say on this. They always talk about be your own boss, work your own hours, don't be addicted to the clock, etc. The reality is that the cult takes over their lives and they work it 24/7 or all waking hours. They need to constantly market or die. Sad way to live one's life. And somebody said, this is right on the mark. It takes up the whole thing. Yeah, it takes up the whole thing. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, even if like they do appear successful, and maybe for a majority of it, she was pretty high up and pretty successful because she had a bunch of people below her. But again, people fall off, people decide they don't want to do it, and you don't make the same money if you don't have the same amount of downlines underneath you. You derank, which is not up to you. If people leave, that's out of your control. You don't have a say in what other people do, but then you're gaslit by your upline when you're like, hey, what should I do? And they're like, well, keep getting people. I told you to keep getting people. You shouldn't have been comfortable doing that. It's like, so it's my fault that people left? It shouldn't be that way. It should be that if you reach that rank, they should pay you at that rank because you achieved that. But of course, they don't really care about you. That's the main thing about MLMs. They claim to be a family. They claim to care about you and love you and always be there for you. We know that's not true. They would drop you in 2 seconds if they needed to. And they do a lot. $4,000 guaranteed. We just dropped a simple 4-step plan for all new rock stars to earn $4,000 in commissions in their first 90 days, guaranteed. If you want to take a no strings attached sneak peek at what it looks like to be an aerial rock star, message your favorite aerial rock star and ask about the audition. Hashtag the aerial guarantee, hashtag aerial. You can't do that. You can't guarantee $4,000. Like, you just follow this step. And it's like, yes, if somebody does the steps, then you should give them $4,000. It has nothing to do on if people on the other end of that sign up, join, stay, which is what you need them to do. So that's kind of completely, absolutely misleading. MLMs and the word misleading going hand in hand? Impossible. Never. See what the comments say on this. I assume the steps are: harass everyone you've ever interacted with to the point that you ruin all your relationships. 2, find some strangers to harass because your friends and family just aren't catching the vision. 3, go into crippling debt by inventory loading because you'll totally be able to sell those supplements this time. Number 4, profit? And somebody down here says, oh, so now signing up for an MLM is an audition. Yeah, an audition. It's like, I don't understand if maybe they said like, we're hiring and we're doing interviews, even though we know it's nonsense and they just accept anybody with a living pulse. Living pulse? It's kind of redundant, isn't it? With a pulse. And now they're calling it an audition to sound fancy? I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like, would I have to sing for them to accept me? And if, you know, I don't know, I guess talk to them, they'd be like, yeah, no, you're great, you're amazing, you're like no one we've ever heard ever, you're the best singer ever, and you would fit so well in this MLM, $4,000 guaranteed. Like, if I went into something and they said it's $4,000 guaranteed, I'd be like, okay, give me the $4,000. If it's guaranteed, give it to me up front. Give me the money up front. I'll do the work, just give me the money up front. But they're not gonna do that because it's not guaranteed. And the fact that they are saying this is disgusting. She waited exactly 5 weeks after my baby was born before messaging me. Any ideas what I should send back? I feel like an August message is coming. So she writes on May 26th at 8:57 a.m. I'm running my next June group if you were still interested at all, / if you've been cleared for exercise. And then on June 15th at 8:25 a.m. or July's now too, starting tomorrow, I'll be enrolling for that. And then down here, OP writes, I didn't respond because it had been a hell of a postpartum experience and still is. It's already hard enough body image wise with this being our third. And this is just an extra punch to the gut. See, and this is where people in MLMs are so blinded by following what their upline tells them or following, you know, the systems and just blindly going into this that they forget to take a step back and realize what this can do to the person that they're sending this message to. This can really hurt someone and affect them mentally, emotionally, more than they're obviously intending to, hopefully. But it's like, you know they just had a baby. Leave them alone. If they want to come to you, they will come to you. It is not up to you to decide to put them in this group. Also, they just had a baby. Babies are expensive. The last thing this person probably wants to do is waste a bunch of money on some Beachbody workouts and then be upsold the disgusting Shakeology to be drinking. Like, absolutely not. And then they'd probably be like, if they're nursing, they're like, I can't because I'm nursing. They're like, we have so many people who nurse and like, they drink it all the time. It's like, yeah, but those people aren't doctors. Those people are not people that I want to listen to or follow because you decided to pay $180 starter kit and now you get to call yourself a coach, which is incredibly misleading. And I don't like that. And I wish they couldn't use that word because it is so misleading to people. People who don't know, they're like, oh, they're a health coach. Reach out to me. They truly know about nutrition. They truly know about exercise. It's like, no, they don't. They honestly know absolutely nothing. And it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. And this is a very good example of seeing somebody on the other side hurt by these messages and offended by these messages. I mean, rightfully so. They should be hurt and offended. And I mean, I guess knowing me, I probably would just ignore them. But if they keep messaging you every like few months, I mean, you have to just let them know. You have to just like, if they message you again in July, you have to just tell them, I'm not interested. No, thank you. Then just leave it at that. Don't say anything else. Do not give them any sort of opening of like, you know, maybe in the future, like, because they will take that and they will run with it. They take everything they can. Like, just say, no, thank you, not interested, and leave it at that. See what the comments say on this. Somebody said, I'm guessing body, Beachbody. Yes, I would expect an August message if so, but please remember, Beachbody coaches are trained to go after postpartum moms because the company sees them as an easy group to guilt and get money out of. It says nothing about you personally. Please don't let this bring you down. It's just another reason that their businesses are so predatory. Yeah, you know what? Exactly. Let me go back to talking to this person. Like, I understand them being hurt. I understand them being offended. And they absolutely are allowed to be, because this is like, the fact that this person just like doesn't get it, that the HUN doesn't get it, is hurtful, harmful, and not okay. But they are trained to do this stuff and to basically shut off their logical thinking, empathy brain and just go, 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 and just message, message, message. So try your best to not take anything that these people say personally, because it's not you. It's just, you are, like I said previously, you are a living, breathing human being, and you just are on their list. That's exactly what it is. You are just a name in a notebook to them. They don't care how their message comes off, how it affects you, and if anything, they want you to be upset by it and to think about it more and to get in your brain. So don't let these people ever have more energy than you are ever willing to give them, because they don't need it. Don't give them energy, because the least amount of energy that they get hopefully will wake them up and get them out of the MLM themselves. So I'm really sorry that this person hurt you, but messages like this just go to show that their whole mantra of we're just here to help women, support women, be there for women is not always taken that way, and most of the time when it comes to an MLM, you're mainly only hurting women. Local HUN accidentally posted the supplied prompts instead of filling them in. Inquiring minds want to know, what product made you fall in love with Pampered Chef? For me, it was the insert the product that made you love PC. Or, inquiring minds want to know, we all have blenders in the kitchen. What's yours? A funny story of mine is when, insert a blunder. How do you, how do you just post it and not read? How do you do that? Maybe if they didn't provide them with these copy and paste unauthentic messages, we wouldn't get posts like this. However, I do love posts like this. I find them hilarious because, you know, there's all the misconceptions. Like, we don't do copy and paste messages. Like, those don't exist. And it's like, that never existed, or that was from the past. It's like, then what is this? What is this? How do you say this doesn't exist? How do you say this is a myth when I'm looking at it? And they're like, oh, this is probably a fake post. And it's like, all of them are fake? I've seen a lot of them. See what the comments say. Inquiring minds want to know, how much did you lose selling Pampered Chef? Insert blunder. My good friend, insert name of bankruptcy lawyer, loves Pampered Chef. Oh, that's... Ooh, yikes. Ooh, people are intense. Wait, what does this comment say? Somebody else wrote, my ex-wife pulled the old kidnap routine on Pampered Chef many years ago. There were a few things she wanted with them, but it was cheaper to buy the starter kit, which had everything she wanted and a lot more. So that's what she did, with no intention of selling it. Oh, interesting. Okay, you know what? I'm not mad about it. I mean, again, like, certain MLMs, certain products, you know, totally get. But if you want a certain product and you like it, especially if it's like Pampered Chef, some tools, like some kitchen tools, totally get it, and you saved money, so you outsmarted them. I like that. I like outsmarting the MLM, which is usually very easy to do. Alright, and we have reached the end of the video. We all know what that means. By this time, it is meme time. And the OP writes, the ridiculous webs of bullshit these HUNs spin. And we have Scooby-Doo. So Fred is about to unmask the villain. And he is saying, empowerment, coaching, abundance, mindset. Be your true, authentic self. And Fred unmasks, and it's Kangen water. Honestly, it could have been any MLM under there. And I think that nobody would have been surprised. Not a single person would have been surprised, except for maybe the HUN themselves, because they're like, oh, it wasn't Beachbody, it wasn't Plexus, it wasn't Monate under there. Well, actually, they wouldn't want that, because they're like, that they would never be the villain. We're the good guys just trying to save everyone. We're just here for the empowerment and the mindset and the opportunity and the changing lives. We're the good guys in this situation, even though the company that you pay to work for has put a bunch of people in debt, ruined relationships with family, put people in financial situations that are very difficult to get themselves out of, left them with a bunch of unsellable merchandise, all of that. You don't see yourself the villain in any way because you talk them into doing all that with the mindset. Just change your mindset. Just become a HUN robot. That's really what this is. That's a good meme. I like that meme. Also, I love Scooby-Doo. I think a lot of people do. I'm gonna read the comment under here, which I typically don't, but it says, was also wondering about MLM companies' ridiculous names. I recently discovered the world of MLMs after a friend recommended ... Smile for dresses for my daughters, even promoting a discount link. I haven't ever heard of this company, and very quickly became anti-MLM not long after researching the company and its connection to LuLaRoe. Also recently discovered a family member had to file bankruptcy years ago due to an MLM. Why are some MLM companies' names so infuriatingly annoying? Like Sensi and Bravenly and Malaysia? I'll write it here. Malika
Melaleuca
is the scientific name for a tree. I forgot to specify MLM in my search. Yeah, definitely a very go-to thing is naming your company just some of the most horrific names possible in an MLM. Like, I don't like Monate. Like, it's like we combine modern nature, and it's like half the people who are in it don't even know how to pronounce it. And then again, even half the MLMs out there, people have no idea how to pronounce it. There's only a few of them that are like easily pronounceable. But yeah, like people going into bankruptcy and stuff. Like I've been following this woman on TikTok, and she's talking about she's $10,000 in debt, and she's like trying to get herself out of it. And she finally, like, I think it was on a live, or it was, she just like said why she was in debt. And it's from being in an MLM. She put herself $10,000 in debt for an MLM, and she still talks positively about the MLM. She's no longer in it, but she still positively talks about MLMs, yet she's $10,000 in debt because they convinced her that it was her fault that she put herself in debt, which obviously nobody like forced her to do that, and in the end it is your choice to spend that money, yes. But the fact that, like, she's like, well, I put myself in debt, so, you know, no harm on the MLM, even though a bunch of people convinced me that I'd make a bunch of money in this, and that's probably why she is in debt, because they kept promising her that if she followed the systems, that she'd get herself out of debt. It's nonsense. It's like the majority of people have to go in debt believing this to work. Also, a lot of people tell them, if you just keep doing this, then you too will be financially free. So weird logic that if you have to put yourself in debt, then you'll be financially free. That doesn't make any sense. Like, don't believe people when they tell you to put yourself in debt. Never believe those people. They are not looking out for you. They're only looking out for themselves. Alright, you guys, I really enjoyed this video, and I hope you did too. It's nice that Reddit is back. It's nice that there are still stories being told, and that people hopefully can see these and use it to their benefit and get out of their MLM, never join an MLM, or spread the word further about the truth about MLMs. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything anti-MLM in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!